Hello YouTube Nation, and welcome back for yet another vintage toy review that's not vintage, but it's based off vintage stuff. So here we are, we're going to look at three He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon collections. We're going to look at Hordak, we're going to look at Klops, and we're going to look at Man-E-Faces. All three classic cartoons, must-have characters for the toy line. Now, let's look. The boxing, we've seen this from a couple of them so far. So this is wave 4, I believe. That's what this is. I don't know what wave it is. But we do have all three of these in this little wave coming. So Hordak has his time stop device and twists into powerful battle pose position there. We got Man-E-Faces, who's coming in at monster face there at the beginning, which is kind of cool. He has got his human, robot, and beast mode. One thing I haven't noticed is if he comes in that with every one. That would be cool if he had a different face for every... Like if the boxing had him as robot, had him as this, had him as that. That would be a neat little kind of nod to the boxing thing. And then Klops. Klops kind of got his single eye seriousness going on there. And he's going to have a rock softener. So, episodes that we see this in, Klops is in as the royal cousin. Includes a comic book. Look at this guy right here. That's a neat little nod that's happening right there. I don't know who that is. It'd be fun to look at. So let's put Klops back over here. Man-E-Faces. Oh, I remember this episode well. The Mystery of Man-E-Faces. Those, I don't remember what those guys are called, but that was a fun episode for them. Also got Zor hanging up there at the top, which is kind of cool. Over there. And then for Hordak, we have Princess of Power, low-key lends a hand. And we saw Merman. We did a review on him on the channel not too long ago. So if you didn't see that, rewind it. Go check that out. Let's start with Hordak. Let's go ahead and pop out a Hordak and see what we've got cooking. So if we've got Hordak, we're popping open a new comic, Slime Lord. Does that mean we're getting the Slime Pit? It's part 2 of the Horde Invasion. As we take a look through, got some good characters. Got Bo, got Catra, got Grizzlor, all expected to be in this line, which will be cool. We have Klops. Man, we've got all them. Sorceress will be a good one to get. We got that Modulok, Mosquitor Leech looking pretty good. And the Slime Pit is also looking very nice. Is that Horde Prime, maybe? That's coming through there. And that's about all I see for the new ones. So all three of these should have this comic book. Won't go into it in too much depth for that. On all of them. So when we open up the good old Hordak, first thing we see is that smile. Look at that. That is very cartoon accurate and a very good pose for him. Let me see if I can bring this over here real quick. I got a Hordak I can grab real quick. Got a Man-E-Faces, so we can look at Man-E-Faces. There's Hordak. All right, it's Buzzsaw Hordak, but it is what it is. So here is the origins, and you could tell just the massive head difference between those two. Let's get him out of his plastic packaging here. God, I hate these rubber things, these plastic things. All right, he's out. Whew! And then we have this. This is the sleep machine. Is that what this is? Time stop device. Time stop device. This looks like a big dumbbell to do some lifting. So once we get all the boo out of here, good Lord, I hate them. All right, well, let's get you right with the Horde here. The coloring is 100% accurate. His flipper is actually accurate, which is very nice. But as they stand next to each other, the big black head that we're most accustomed to for any vintage, and it doesn't matter if this is the real one or the Power Buzzsaw one, that head was always big and the head dress was never big. This looks perfect for the cartoon. I mean, that is 100% dead on and looks great. Now with these new flippers, does he stand? Because the feet typically look like this and now they're looking like that, which is a neat thing, because that's the feet. I mean, this is 100% accurate. This may be the best toy accurate or cartoon accurate one we've had. But the comparison between these two is really nothing. There's no shot in it. Now this has come off because it was in that stupid packaging, but let's see if we can get that back in. Nothing is broken. No, that was easy fix. Piece of cake. I do like the fact that Hordak's head moves within this, and he actually does have a full head sculpt on and around. So when he's turning, it's not a head turn. Actually, this doesn't even turn. It's molded onto the top. But so when he turns, it's a head turn like that. I dig that. I can get behind that. The Horde logo, 100% more accurate. I do wish he would come with like a cannon arm or one of the arms. That would be neat. But you know, you can't have it all in the world of Masters of the Universe. Do I have a Triclops? Do I own a Triclops? All right, so I must not own a Triclops in the redo of the figures, which is, I think I've got 2 boxes of them. Anyway, I'll pull one out for Manny faces here. So let's put him to the side for right now. And this is a neat little thing. I don't ever remember that as a kid, but it is what it is. Let's look at Triclops, because I don't have one right off the top of my head to kind of compare him with. I'm actually shocked by that. And as we said there a few minutes ago, it is the same comic book, which was to be expected. And when we pull old Triclopsy out, we do have the rock softener here, which is just that's a typical He-Man accessory right there. Just gray. I'm shocked it even has a red button on the side. But hello, everybody. I mean, just no details to it at all. And it looks like I guess it goes this way, because this is the muzzle of the rock thing to go pew, 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 pew. But, I mean, they look very cartoonish, which is cool. So getting all bent out of shape about not a lot of detail is useless, because there wasn't a lot of detail on them. Let's get him out of this plastic hell that it is. Oh, I broke him. He's cut in half. It's a magic trick. All right, anyway, he's free of his plastic, but at least we got all that done. So he will rotate at the waist. That is a neat thing. All right, so his head does move, which is good. The hands are a little bit tight, which is okay. The face looks very good. I honestly don't have a recollection right off the top of my head about what his head looked like for the cartoon. The first thing I'm noticing is that big honking green sword's missing. And that thing is a keystone of any Masters of the Universe Triclops. So I guess he didn't have the sword in the cartoon. He also doesn't even have like the hole that's for it. So, I mean, nothing. To rotate his head does rotate without holding the eyes. So you got to hold him on the chin there to rotate him around. And we get kind of mean eye, but it doesn't go all the way around. Oh, there we go. It was a little. And then triangle eye, that's different, which is pretty accurate from what I remember. I like it. Really looks like Wonder Bread He-Man underneath that with a cap on. That's what it looks like to me. But I do like the different eyes. It is real hard to turn though. That's a little bit something. I think that if you turn his eye several times, I do think that's going to get very loose on the head. Boots look good. Doesn't have that old wrapping legging style. The skin color looks good. Looks like He-Man's bottom and really his whole body except for the green, which is okay. But Triclops is going to go, does he stand? Oh, yeah, he'll stand. That's good. All right, so 2 down. That's not Not too terrible. So let's take a look at the Cartoon Collection Manny Faces this time. And as we pop him open, Manny Faces comes with the same comic again, as we figured would happen. And Manny Faces, no, he has no accessories. So that's interesting. Now getting Manny Faces out of his plastic garb there, just ripping him right on open. This feels like a different character altogether than any He-Man that I have held. He is 100% very cartoon accurate because he always had a bullet-shaped head. And as you could see in this figure, that tan and that blue and pink just never really matched to him. Let's get him gotta get him a monster face there. Let's compare those. That is just a goofy monster. This one actually looks very, very good. Looks almost like a Jim Carrey Grinch on that, which is neat. You will notice on old classic vintage anything, he had these thigh pads and the private part piece there that always did that. Cartoon never had it, which was pretty cool. So let's go over one. Let's take a look at that robot face up close. Robot face is looking good. He feels robotic in the hand, and compared to the classics here of that robot, it is a different. He's got like kind of purplish cheeks. He has the purple cheeks as well, but it's just not as prominent. That looks like a totally different robot than any Manny Faces that I've had before, which is a breath of fresh air. That's a pretty neat and cool thing to have. The number one thing that's sticking out to me on this is it looks like a human, which Manny Faces was portrayed as, that has clothing on. There's not much difference between Triclops and him with the face, or with the clothes on, and he just kind of turns and has that. So let's look at his human face, which is a different mold, different sculpt than what the classics had, which is an interesting piece here. So this one, again, always had a robotic-ish looking face to it. That looks real humanoid, which is neat. But very, very different toys. 100% different toys. This is 100% different from that, which is nice because it is the cartoon classic. For me, just actually first holding them, first putting them out here, I'm going to say Hordak is my first favorite. I love that the head moves, and this isn't moving with it. It moves like the cartoon, which is great. I think they spot on nailed the blue. The chest piece is great. How this connects is awesome. I love that the I guess that's a head harness. A hood. I don't know what you would call that. But how that is stationary really does feel nice. My second, and this is probably Triclops, and Manny Faces is a favorite of mine, but he's maybe one of the worst ones feeling wise that I've had. I like him. I don't understand why he doesn't have his green sword, but you know, that's okay. I've got plenty of green swords I can put in his hand, and I'd also like to do a little research and see if that was actually ever in the show with him, because I don't know. But I love the fact that the eyes are shown. I like the fact that they did kind of a mad, a quizzical with a square, a triangle, and a circle. They did different shapes. I really do like that, and thought that was a nice touch. Instead of having all one shape with a different facial expression or eye expression. And then Manny Faces for me would be third. The skin tone looks good. This apparel looks good. I like the way it turns and everything about that. For me, I think it's going to take a little bit of time for me to get used to these new face molds, which will be a little bit tricky for me to get used to. But that's this wave. I wish I knew what wave it was. I probably could have looked it up, but I didn't because I'm lazy. And that is all she wrote for this. This is Masters of the Universe Cartoon Collection. We got Manny Faces, we got Triclops, and we got an awesome Hordak. Finally, an awesome Hordak. And we got a new comic. Give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment down below if you're picking these up. Do you like these better than the Origins line? I'm liking them a little bit more. And thanks for watching, and we'll tune in next time, and we'll talk about some more stuff. I'll give you a little preview and a little hint. The next Playground Chronicle has to do with a rabbit. I can't wait to talk about him. Till next time, peace out, home skillets.